Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Already passing your first test. That's an
Telecom Wars Part 1. KT Rolster against T1 and KT. They're coming from the blue side with Perfect on Cassante, Piashik on Viego, BDD on Talia, Deft on Callista, and Barrel on Alistair. And for T1 it is Zeus on Rumble, Ona on Lee Sin, Fake on Azir, Gumayushi on Draven, and Carrier on Nautilus. Not even 3 minutes into the game, it's a level 3 dive of Ona coming in onto Perfect on the Cassante. Zeus, he flashes in, ignites him, and burns him down. First blood goes to T1, and we go down into the bot lane. Carrier gets stunned by Barrel, he's ignited, and then Deft picks up his first kill of the game. After 7.5 minutes, it is BDD coming in on the Weaver's wall, cutting off the escape route of Carrier, and down he goes for his second time, and Deft collects his second kill. While in the top lane simultaneously, it was Perfect getting solo boloed by Zeus there. He was picking up his second kill as well. And the first dragon, Hextech Drake, goes to KT after 8 minutes. Just half a minute later, there's Barrel with a W into the beautiful Q flash for the double knock-up onto Gumayushi and Carrier. Deft picks up his third kill, pulls in Barrel with his fate score, but then it is Carrier pulling him back with a stretch line. Trades one back before Piashik picks up his first kill, but he cannot escape the fatal range of the turret. He goes down. Carrier picks up a second kill, and here's now Faker looking to trade another one back onto Barrel, and this he will do. And after more than 10 minutes, things finally turn dire in the top lane of KT. It is the third kill of Zeus against Perfect, and a 30 CS lead. Void grumps a share, 2 for T1, 1 for KT. The next dragon lands in the pockets of T1, and here's Faker coming in to go with Zeus. They hunt Perfect, roost him a little bit, but then they turn in to break the first turret of the game. And then we see Ona picking up the Herald, and in the bot lane it is Deft breaking the outer turret on the sides of T1. 18 minutes into the game, it is Barrel going in on the blast, going flash Q for the double knock up onto Zeus and Ona, and then he finds the juicy target with a 500 gold bounty, headbutt Zeus into the demise, and Deft picks up 800 gold. And in addition, they collect the next dragon, and now it is Piashik finding the stun on Carrier. He answers back with a dredge line, and here comes Barrel looking for another epic knockup, but he's shoveled in. He will get secured by the Fate's Call. Ona flies in, but he just pops mid-air. Now it is Zeus being the vanguard there on the Rumble, but then he gets pulled in, and another beautiful W into the Q knockup from Barrel, and down goes Zeus. Piashik went down as well, but in the end it's a trade, 2 for 1 for KT, as we saw the Herald just rushing into the tier 1, and we're already 25 minutes into the game to see Ona pop for another time. And without the jungler, T1 cannot contest the next dragon. It is soul point for KT, but 1.5 minutes later we see T1 burning down the Baron Nashor. KT without Piashik just not in a position to contest this one, but instead they're looking for some kills now. Barrel goes in on Faker, he tries to fend him off with his phalanx. Faker sees the slash to equalizer, rains down, doesn't do that much. BDD surfing in looking for Carrier, but then the beautiful Fate Call for the double knockup. And then Faker, he gets taken with the all out over the walls. Perfect now in a dire situation. He goes down, falls to the feet of Ona. And so it was only Carrier losing his life on the sides of T1, and we're 29 minutes into the game to see Barrel coming in for another nice knockup. Faker loses so much life, he's ignited, has to get out of there. Carrier as well is seeing his health bar ticking down. He is sent into the grey screen, and on the bottom screen it is Zeus against Perfect. But this time he's not alone. BDD on the Talias there, Piashik as well, and down goes Zeus, and now it is Ona becoming the next target. He's trapped in between 3 in the pit. No way out for the leash, and down he goes as well. It's 3 kills for KT. Only Faker and Kuma now alive, pushing the mid lane, and here's Deft and Piashik trying to fend them off, but it's a mispositioning. Piashik is all alone, and Kuma and Faker, they're immediately taking advantage of it. It's kill number 2 going to Faker. The turret gets torn down, but here's another Fate's Call Barrel with the knock up into the knockback headbutt, and down goes Faker in the end as well. After 31.5 minutes, it is Mountain Soul on the line. Ona in the pit, looking for a miracle steal, but he cannot pull it through. And so KT Rolster with a nice, clean highway robbery. T1 on the recall, and KT, they tear down the tier 2 in the mid lane as well, and we go in for the next Baron Nashor. Nobody's really starting it, and then it is Faker pulled him by the seismic shelf of BDD. Loses half of his HP, and now T1 on the back foot. Deft and Barrel with a double blast cone looking for the flank. Carrier pulls him in. Zeus gets away, but then the Weaver's wall cuts them apart. KT now picking the target. The Fate's Call onto Zeus, and down goes to Rumble. His equalizer didn't do much. Perfect, he's ignited, but the Cassante gets barely scratched. T1 in an awkward position, having Owner separated. In he goes, followed by Faker on the streamer shuffle. It looks good until it doesn't. Faker pops. No Rumble, no Azir. The damage is just not there. Carrier follows into the gray screen, and now they're finding Guma, Yoshi, and Owner. It will be an ace for KT. And after almost 35 minutes, the death count is just too high for T1 to come back into this game one again seriously, to turn the onslaught until the Nexus around KT. They pick up game one. Game number 2, T1 starting now from the blue side with Zeus on Cassante, on Poppy, Fake on Corki, Kumayoshi on Jinx, and Carry on Tom Kench. And after looking good in game 1, KT goes into this one with Perfect on Gwen, Pioshik on Vi, BDD on Akali, Deft on Xai, and Beryl on Rakon. After 3 minutes, it is on a level 3 Poppy coming in, going for Beryl on level 1 on low HP. And it is first blood, drawn by the T1 jungler. And here we see Ona again on level 3, still against Pioshik, already on level 4. But the aggro of the Raptors is on the Vi. Pioshik realizes that this is getting awkward. He flashes away, but Ona flashes in with a hammer shock. He takes him out. And similar to game 1, it is again Zeus picking up the first kill on the top lane on his role opponent. The first 3 Void Grumps, they go to T1. The first Dragon as well. And after 10.5 minutes, we see again Zeus against Perfect. They all out over the walls. And then both are trading blows. Perfect is incredibly low on the Gwen, and then he's taken out for his second time, the second solo bowler. Zeus again starting to reign supreme over the top lane, but we go in the bot side jungle to see Olna there flashing away, devoured and secured by Carrier. He spit out. Gumon Fake all there, and now they started throwing things around. They put Pioshik into the grey screen. Barrel about to follow, barely makes it out of there alive. But he and BDD, they're now trapped under the turret, waiting for the undoing. Barrel will be sent back to the fountain first by Gumayoshi, and he fires his fishbones his second time to send back BDD as well. And we go into the mid lane, 13.5 minutes. It's Erna puts Pioshik and the Poppycopter. The Super Mega Death Rocket is flying wide. Faker still in some trouble as Barrel is closing in, but Faker uses his flash, gets onto safe ground. But then it is BDD with a perfect execution, taking out Erna. Carrier flashing in, but he cannot find a trade back onto BDD. Kuma destroying the outer tier 1, and now KT, they're turning in for the Dragon. But somehow, it is Faker having a moment, securing the Drake for T1. Barrel goes down as well, Deft now on the back foot, barely making it out of there alive. But Pioshik instead, he will be taking out in the jungle of T1. Faker picks up a Dragon, picks up a kill, and on the top lane, it is Sears destroying the outer turret there as well. 16.5 minutes, it is T1 breaking the outer turret on the mid lane, but they will lose Carrier for it. The Super Mega Death Rocket again going wide, and we stick with the C because BDD is there, finding a flank angle, finding Gumayushi taking out the Jinx, and now the chase down begins. Ona, he's getting low, the perfect execution goes wide, but Barrel, he finds Ignite and BDD with a flash Q, and the health bar of Ona goes tick, tick, great scream up then, it is Sears on the Cassante, finding the double kill on Barrel, on BDD, but then he falls to the feet of Perfect as Faker was taking out Pioshik on the top side screen, and we're in 18.5 minutes to see Pioshik going in with a cease and desist on the Gumayushi, but he went in a little bit too wide, and he pops due to the fish bones of Guma. Fourth kill for the Jinx, and now Ona in the crosshairs of BDD, but he cannot find a kill instead. We take a look at Zeus against 3 deep in the back line under the inhibitor. He's fighting against Perfect, and then Guma, he goes in. Kill number 2, kill number 3, kill number 4. The madness of the Jinx is happening. And then it is Zeus scoring an ace on T1. They destroy the inhibitor plus the inhibitor. They collect soul point after 20 minutes. And then it is Zeus, Fake, and Carrier already starting the Baron Nashor. Kuma Ona closing in, and then it is Ona on the Poppy hacks flashing over the wall. On Faker delivers his package and a massive Q onto 3 as well. And all of a sudden, KT is popping. Within a second, the whole team just gets evaporated except for Perfect. They will follow soon, just before the Nexus starts. T1, they tie the series and send us to a game 3. And here we go for the decider. KT, they coming from the blue side with perfect on Cassante, Pioshik on Xin Zhao, BDD on Azir, Deft on Aphelios, and Barrel on Melio. And for T1 it is Zeus on Aatrox, Ona on Rel, Fake on Oriana, Gumayushi on Lucian, and Carrier goes in with Nami. 4 minutes into the game, it is Pioshik with a W into the audacious charge of the Xin Zhao, going for Ona, knocks up the Rel, Ona on the back foot, trying to get away, but Pioshik with another dash, Ona with a flash, Pioshik flashes after him and draws first blood. And then it is Faker with a nice shockwave, finding Barrel on Pioshik. Ona follows and he will be knocked back by the fire kick. After Melio, Pioshik tries to go for Carrier, but he finds the screen grayed out, taken out by Faker. And now it is Barrel trying to get away. Ona goes over the walls with a crash down. And Carrier picks up the kill. And another 2 minutes later, it is again Ona against Pioshik, but this time the mid laners are in the mix. Faker goes in, Pioshik gets low, and Faker picks up kill number 2, and now Ona trying to go for BDD, but he phalanxes his way out of there. The first dragon will be secured by T1, and now we see BDD going for Faker. The Shurima shuffle will miss, and now Ona comes in with a magnet storm, the shockwave of Faker, and down goes BDD. And Pioshik, he's running for the hills now, using his flash to get into safety. Almost 50 minutes into the game, we go down into the bot lane. Pioshik with the crescent guard, another fire kick off Barrel, stuns Ona. Ona, he's left to the docks, about to go down, and then it is perfect against 4, taking Faker over the walls. He's going for it, tries to burn down the mid lane of T1, but he's all alone. No follow-up. And so he's sent back to the grey screen, and now T1, they want more, they go for Deft. He gets pulled him at infernal chains, knocked up by the tidal wave, and are taken out by Gumayushi. And T1, they also break the first turret of the game. As we see Pioshik there after 16 minutes, sandwiched in between Ona and Zeus. The Xin Zhao is sent back to the fountain. And here's Ona about to say, surprise, magnet storm! Everybody flashes away except for Barrel. The Melio gets taken out and another turret breaks. T1, they obtain the Herald. And here she goes, Shelly about to headbutt into the tier 2 as the tier 1 is already crumbling. And after 21 minutes, it is both teams about to set up for the Herald. Pioshik goes in with the crescent guard. Perfect, going for the flank angle, and then the beautiful shockwave of Faker finding 3. And so Pioshik just pops. Deft follows into the death chamber. Perfect. Now trapped in between everybody. The Cassante get bullied and stomped into the ground, and so T1 will bring down the purple worm. And with the Baron buff, here they come through the mid lane. The tier 2 is history. We speed ramp through the scene because the tier 2 in the top lane will be gone as well. And after 23.5 minutes, the last turret outside of KT's base is turned into ashes. T1, they obtain the soul point. And with a 13k gold lead after 28 minutes, they obtain the next Baron Nashor, Gumayushi with the culling. And then take a look at BDD. He's shuffling in on the Azir, but there's just no follow-up. And so the Emperor of the Sands drowns in the river. Azir and Ona taking good care of the bot lane of KT. Pioshik went down as well. It is only perfect surviving, but only for so long. He will be taken out. It's an ace, and with it, T1, they turn around the series and take home the W.